modern beauty with yesterday's glam. Demystifying design one space at a time. Hi, I'm Carrie McCall and welcome to Design Talk. We're on site today to talk to a client about a backyard renovation. And honestly, I don't get called to do these very often, but when I do, I always think about these 5 simple questions. It's the who, the what, the why, the when, and the how. So who's going to be using the space? How quickly do we have to turn it around? How do we want the space to really function? And what's the budget? And now that we have all of those questions, let's go talk to the client and figure out what the wish list is.
Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. I'm so excited to get started today.
Me too. Let's go take a look at the space.
Come on in.
Okay, so we're here with Lisa, and she's going to give us the who, what, why, when, and where, and what we're going to do with the backyard. Let's talk a little bit about the project. Lisa?
I am
welcome.
so excited. Thank you, Carrie. I've been telling all my girlfriends about this project, so I can't wait to get started.
Me too. I'm excited too. As you know, I don't get called very often to do backyard renovations, but in my mind, it's always about an extension of the house.
Yeah.
So if we talk a little bit about the backyard, kind of how do you want to live and breathe and function in that space?
Yes. So when you had done my living room, I felt like you had done such a great job pulling together colors, and that's why I called you, because I just feel like it looks so pretty. And I do. I want that sense of what you did in my living room to translate into my backyard.
Okay.
You know, we had resurfaced the pool about 2 years ago, and everybody comes back there and they're like, you know, it's so beautiful, it's such an oasis, but then I feel like there's nothing complimentary for the pool. But I feel like the space in of itself doesn't speak to the work that we did on the pool. So I really want to make it where there's more seating,
Okay.
more color. I want to feel like when people come in, it's like kind of an escape.
So spa-like,
Yes.
inviting.
Yes.
Okay. What colors were you thinking?
You know, I'm going to kind of come to you with that, but I think yellows, reds. I want it to feel alive, but I don't want it to be too much of a party, color party back there. But
Okay.
I do want to feel as though there's pops of color, because it gets a little bit boring if it's all. Because you'll see, I have a lot of blue, and I like blue, but we just painted the house on your recommendation, and now it's gray. So I feel like it really changed it up for us, where it's not competing blues back there.
Okay.
So complementing the gray, the blue, have some green maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and then you said you need a little bit more seating.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how many people and like what kind of parties do you host back there?
We have a lot of families come over with kids.
Okay.
So we could have upward of anywhere from 10 to 20 people back there.
Okay.
We do have seating for 8 at our main sitting table, but inside the pool, you know, we have a nice couch, but you know, because it has cushions, we don't always want the kids to sit on the cushions when they're wet. So we really only have 4 seats by the pool. So I need a little bit more, and maybe more strategic around the pool, so that, you know, I don't know where you would put everything, but I just want it more strategic, where how people sit back there and feel comfortable. And when we eat, I don't always want to eat outside the pool area, because we have a fence around the pool because of kids.
Okay.
So how do we make that feel a little bit more elegant, but deal with the fact that there's a pool fence too?
Okay. Okay. So sounds like we have a work cut out for us.
Yeah, you have a lot of work ahead
So
of you.
we'll talk a little bit about budget once we get outside and kind of look at the space, because that's key. And then what type of a turnaround time are you thinking about?
Probably fairly quickly, because it's, you know, we're going into summer, so 2 or 3 weeks.
Okay. Of course.
Of course.
Everybody wants 2 or 3 weeks. That's just the way it goes.
Right.
Okay. All right. So let's go take a look at the space. I'll probably just do that on my own and kind of come up with some design ideas.
Great.
And then we'll talk a little bit more about kind of what my thought process is, and then we'll get started.
Great.
Okay,
All right,
awesome.
thank you.
I'm excited.
Me too.
So my initial thoughts are, a pergola would be amazing here. And if we had something that was custom built, we could actually get it stained the same color as the fence. So it'd be more tiki looking, and right away up against the light woodwork of the house, it would pop and give you a little bit more of that kind of spa-like feel. And then we're keeping the table. Clearly you need this many chairs and everything to entertain, but I think we can jazz it up and just kind of clean it up a little bit and add some pops of color that way as well. And then throughout here, it is very monotone. The nice thing about it though is it's a great starting palette because it all matches, and then from there, any color and anything that we bring in will really make it pop and give it like a little bit of a uniqueness. So I'm thinking we can do some different size planters and add some color that way as well. That won't be overwhelming. And then maybe even some easy ones. So succulents is a great way to bring in those. Succulents are easy. You don't really even need to water them until they're 100% drained through. And if you use them outside, the sun and the natural elements really does all of that for you.
Oh, great.
So that's really great.
I need low maintenance.
I know, that's what I'm thinking.
I have a lot of maintenance around with kids, so.
I know, exactly. Okay, so I have some ideas. Let me get to the planning process, and then you know, we'll meet again and kind of talk about what my thought process is, and then kind of start the implementation.
Wonderful.
Okay.
All right,
Great.
thanks. Okay, after you.
Welcome back, and as you can see, we're on location. I've enlisted the expert here, Devin from JM Home and Landscaping, to help put together these great potters for the backyard renovation. So Devin, tell us a little bit about what we're going to be doing today.
Okay, well first off, seeing as how these are sort of lightweight planters, what we're going to want to do is first check to make sure there's a hole in the bottom.
Okay,
And,
so should we pull out this plug that's in here?
Exactly, pull out the plug, because we're going to want nice drainage throughout the whole thing.
Okay.
So the first step we're going to want to do is put a little bit of stone into the bottom of the planter.
Okay.
So, want to just hold this for me, Carrie?
Sure.
This is going to be a little loud. Now,
So we filled this about yay high, so it's about 1/4 of a tall planter full of stone, and that's to weigh down the potter, so when there's a big breeze or kids are running around and someone knocks into it, it doesn't knock over.
the other benefit is that it helps to add drainage for the soil. If you were to just put soil in the bottom, that hole could get plugged up, and then you'll have the whole planter filling up with water, you'll have your roots rotting, and that's not something you want.
Okay.
You always want to have well-drained soil for all of your planters.
Okay, great.
Next step, going to take what's called landscape fabric, sell it at every home and garden center, and we're just going to get an approximate amount just to cover the hole itself.
Okay.
So if you want to just hold that for
Sure.
me, and we'll just cut along here. Does not have to be perfect. It's not anything that anyone's going to be looking at. It's just inside the planter.
And this also is very breathable. Right?
Exactly.
So it's perfect for
It lets all your water go right through it, but what
Okay.
it's not going to do is let the soil go through.
Okay.
Because what you want is you want to have separation between the stones and the soil, so that allows the water to go through and not have it sitting in the planter.
Okay.
So then you can just put it in here.
So I now need to go home and redo all of my planters because none of them have fabric or stone in the bottom of them.
Then we are going to get some of our potting soil. Potting soil is important. You could use other soils, but what potting soil has is it has things like vermiculite and perlite in it, which allow the soil to retain more moisture.
Okay.
You have to look at it as like an isolated ecosystem. You're planting it in just the pot. So it only has what you put into the soil. So we're gonna put fertilizer in, and you wanna feed your plants every 2 weeks because that
Another thing
allows...
I don't do with fertilizer. Okay.
Well, with your plants along the garden, it's not as important because the rain washes nutrients around and mixes it around for you.
Okay.
But when you have an isolated planter like this, you only have you know, what's in the planter itself. So if you don't put anything in it, the plant has nothing to work with.
Okay. And I see you brought an extra set of gloves.
I did.
Okay, perfect.
Perfect for you.
Because I came very unprepared this morning to do my potters.
Now, what you want to do is just kind of tap down the soil, get a lot of the air out of there, because there is a lot of air mixed in when you're using fresh soil like this.
So you really want to make sure it's compact, right? With not a lot of air throughout.
If you have too many air pockets after a couple of times watering, you'll realize that the soil level goes down.
Okay.
And then you may even have it down too much where the roots themselves aren't attached to the soil anymore.
Okay.
So you want to just make sure that they have a nice home to live in, you know?
Okay.
So
We've pre-picked some things out. Devin and I spent a lot of time yesterday at JM Landscaping, and we picked out some plants, some succulents, some colorful plants that we're going to be potting our potters with. So this is a big potter, and we're going to do this total succulents from top to bottom.
Oh yeah.
So I think a good way to, and I got this idea from you, is to really pick out what we're going to put in the potter before actually putting it in the potter, right?
Exactly.
So think about what you want it to look like, and then start to plant it. So it's kind of like setting up a room inside. It's, you know, think about the colors you want to bring in and then pull the whole look together. But don't buy anything until you've pulled the look together.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's get started.
So the best thing to do is to start off with one kind of focal point, one big thing that's going to draw everyone's attention to it.
Okay.
So we're going to use one of these right now.
So it looks a little like an aloe plant. What's the name of that?
This is, the actual name is, it's an agave.
Agave.
Yeah.
Okay.
So all agaves are a part of a succulent family, and all of these are succulents as well. And what makes them a succulent is that they retain moisture in the actual flesh of the plant. So
Okay.
in the leaf, you'll notice, like if you ever have aloe vera, you break that up, that's going to have a lot of water in it. So these plants are, it's kind of like a cactus, but what it does is it holds as much water as it can for a dry period.
Okay.
So what you want to do is,
So it's a great low maintenance plant for people that don't
exactly,
water
for
their
people
plants a
may not
lot
be
and need a
who may
low
not be
maintenance
perfect
plant.
at that, yeah.
Okay. Which is perfect for me.
And what you want to do is you don't want the soil level to be to the point where it's on the edge of the planter either, because if you do that every time you water it, you're just going to make a mess. So
Okay.
the idea is
It's going
to
to kind of overflow.
limit your mess as much
Okay.
as possible. So you get one set up a little bit. We're going to add a little bit more soil first.
Okay.
So this is right here.
I'm going to start working on mine. Should I put some stones on the bottom of that one
You
too?
should, yeah.
Okay.
Got the plug out, perfect.
Yep. I'm a quick learner.
Okay.
Is that enough, do you think?
Should be fine.
Okay,
All you
good.
need is something just to keep a little bit of separation and add some drainage to it.
Okay. And
So
then
the next
fabric.
thing you're going to do is measure out some fabric
Okay.
and then cut it up to the size you need. And now with what you're going to be using, I think you should use one of these big lantanas, and they'll add some nice color, they add a nice smell to everything, and they bloom throughout the spring and summer. So they're going to
that's great.
bloom until basically the frost gets them.
And then, is that something that we could bring inside after the season, or?
If you have a spot that's sunny enough throughout the winter, and and you're a little bit more plant savvy, sure, you can winter over a lot of things indoors.
All right, so that's really good to know. So then you make one investment, and maybe time and time again you can use the same investment.
Exactly.
Okay.
So now that we have our kind of main focus point,
Yep.
we're going to break up some of these succulents and just kind of add them around for a little bit of a, okay, we already have them out of the pot.
Yeah, so I took them out of the pot already.
So what you're gonna wanna do is
What do you need? Scissors?
grab a trowel
Okay.
and then just kind of, eyeball it. They're all gonna have a root system, so you just kind of cut into the main part so that you can isolate just the roots you want.
So what we noticed yesterday is all of these came already pre-made. So this is a great little addition on a outdoor table. And then it's already done, and then you just have to water it when it becomes 100% dry. Or you can take it, subdivide it, and use it for any of your planters.
So. Now, because the soil's so loose, what you're going to want to do is press everything into it. So just be gentle because, you know, they are delicate little flowers kind of thing, you know, but you just kind of have to press everything down and make sure the roots are covered in soil. Now you have a 360 full planter that you could put almost anywhere.
Love it, I love it. And low maintenance.
Super low maintenance. It's just going to need a little bit of water every now and then, lots of sunshine. And what I did is, what you're going to want to do is, as you're planting, now we're going to water everything in and then maybe put more soil on.
Okay.
So what you want to do is then add a lot of water, and I've put a bloom booster in here, which is going to fertilize the soil.
So that must be this.
Yep, 2 capfuls of that. It works almost like a vodka shot. You turn it upside down, it fills up the cap, and then you pour 2 cap loads into a gallon watering can.
Okay.
And then every time, you know, you can do it every time. It doesn't really have to be every time. Maybe every couple of weeks you can add a little bit of fertilizer to it, and then that way.
So on the first episode, I talked about a fresh floral arrangement, and I talked about adding vodka to it to really give your flowers like a boost for a long period of time. Have you heard about that, Tim?
I've heard of all sorts of things. You can use aspirin, vodka, you can use sugar tablets. Everyone has a different, you know, little remedy for it. But anything that keeps the cellular structure of the plant open. Because what a cut flower,
to shock it, you have to shock it.
Exactly. What a cut flower is it's still alive and it's going to drink through its stem.
Right.
If you cut it and then let it dry out, it won't. It's going to seal itself off to try to hold on to as much moisture as it can.
So over here, now when we talked yesterday, you thought something that would look great in a lower type of a pot would be something like this.
Yep, the lantana is great.
A lantana. Now, would you always plant a lantana in a smaller pot versus a larger pot, or does it just matter on where you're going to put it relative to the backyard?
It also depends on what kind of lantana you have. You also have a couple little ones right here.
Yep.
It's the same variety, except this has been allowed to grow into a tree, and those are still a small kind of flower bush. So we've got one tall lantana, and what's good about, you know, you wouldn't want to put something in too tall, then you're going to have something huge.
Yes.
A smaller planter is better for something tall.
Okay, perfect.
So, like with the other one, like with the agave over there, we're just going to put a focal point in the center. And with stuff like this, because it's been put into a planter, it's called what's root bound. So what you want to do is just kind of scratch some of the roots up, and that way they'll explore the planter
like
itself.
The new soil that you're
exactly,
putting in.
because right now it's so used to being in this form, you'll find that if you don't, you'll come back and rip this out or, you know, change it with something else, and you realize it didn't grow at all, it didn't move at all.
Okay.
Just because it didn't have. Cool.
Okay, did I put enough soil in?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Now, I know we pulled you in today for the show, but are you available to come out to some of our viewers' homes and help them pot
all
some
the time.
planters?
Yeah,
you guys do that a
lot? We
lot?
plant planters all the time. You guys, customers come in all the time. They just round up kind of what they need. They say, I have X number of this planter, X number of this planter. We'll even come out to the house and go, oh, okay. You know, I think these things will work for what you already have in your existing garden. So you go in, you kind of check out the house and check out what kind of style the people have, and then just go from there.
Okay.
So
we're gonna finish up here, and as you can see, we have a lot of planters to do. We have 4 small ones and 4 large ones. So we're gonna spend a couple more minutes putting this together and then come back for the reveal of what these look like in the backyard makeover.
Are we there yet?
Yep. We're here.
It's a short drive from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
All right, come on back. I can't wait for you to see the reveal.
Oh my gosh, Carrie.
Do you love it?
Oh my gosh, I love it. I more than love it.
Okay, so here's your
Oh,
cocktail, because you always need a cocktail to walk around, so cheers.
Cheers. This is so beautiful.
So
I
as you
can't even
can
believe
see,
this is my table.
I know. Well, you know, so we changed out your umbrella. Ideally, we talked about a pergola, which would have been really nice. It just didn't work into the budget this year, but we structured out what we would do for next year, and I think it'll look amazing when we decide to do it.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, this great navy blue umbrella.
Oh,
And then we just updated some of your outdoor gear, right? So when you entertain, you can entertain with the same kind of color story that you're entertaining in the other room, but you know, by the swimming pool into here. So, and
I love the shiny silver, and it's all so much to take in. It's so beautiful how it comes together. It's elegant, it's simple, it's outdoorsy.
Right.
You absolutely brought that from inside.
well, thank you.
Oh
So the nice thing about these is they're kid friendly.
Yes.
And they're everything friendly. And you literally just wipe them down and then throw them in the dishwasher. Super, super easy. I love this that your kids made.
Yeah.
And I said, I have to just incorporate that if we could. And it's just super, super cool and fun. And then these lanterns, very easy. And actually the candles that are in them are flameless. So you just connect the bottom and then they're good to go. So you don't have to worry about turning them off at the end of the night or
Nice.
you know, anything crazy happening.
Yes, kid friendly.
Kid friendly. Again, kid friendly. The kids can you can actually send them out early
Yeah.
to do that and set up the motifs, you know, for the nighttime.
Keep them working.
Yeah, exactly. So this is kind of like the pop, right? So we have the navy blue and the yellow, and then from this really kind of brings us into the backyard.
Look at how gorgeous this is.
I love it too.
And this is beautiful. Will this last through the
Yes.
winter?
Yeah, so really this is a great plant that you can plant early on in the season.
Right.
Water it throughout, and then at the end of the season you can bring it inside.
Okay.
So, and then bring it back out. So I know what you're thinking, oh my gosh, I really want low maintenance, but this really is very low maintenance.
Yep.
And then as you can see what we did with the top and we put the rocks in, it just gives more of a spa-like feel.
Yeah.
And then it really connects your water feature that you have for the swimming pool, which is really nice. As you can see in here, we wanted to flank the outside of the fence and then really flank the inside as well.
Right.
And this gives you a great pop of color, super easy to take care of. Gives you a little bit of the feminineness to it and a little bit of the modern as well.
These are so pretty.
I know, and they'll last the whole season long, and all of this will grow down,
Yep. It'll crawl
and
down.
it'll just kind of overflow.
And I love the pink with the blue. It
I
just
do
is such
too.
a nice, it pops here. It feels spa-like. You hear the water,
Yes.
you see the stones. It's perfect.
Good.
It's
Yay,
perfect.
home run.
I knew it would be.
And then this is one of my favorites. So I love working with succulents because they're super easy to take care of. And as we said earlier, you need low maintenance. You're running around with boys all the time, and you need something that you can just love to look at it, but not necessarily have to love to take care of it.
Right.
And this is perfect for that.
Wow.
And then we have some lanterns. So just to kind of like set the mood for later on when you guys are night swimming, it's perfect.
Yeah. And I love the exotic look. It has such an exotic feel.
Yes.
You know, it's different. It's not all the same, and
Yes.
you layered it, so
Yes.
I love it.
Very
I love
typical to what you would do with an indoor space is layer the texture, the colors, the feel, because at the end of the day, this is really just an example and a pullout from what you're doing inside to the outside.
Right.
So clearly we kept all of
this.
this, which is great.
Oh my gosh, I love the yellow.
You love the yellow?
I love how it pops, and you took the pillows I already had and
Yep.
you blended them.
Yep.
That is amazing, because you don't want to spend the money and then be like, oh, there goes all that money. So I love how
Exactly.
you just put everything that we already had,
Right.
and and brought in the new.
Right.
So
Yep.
yeah. Oh, and I
So-
love these.
I know, these are
love
great
that.
too. So outdoor pillows, very easy to find, very reasonably priced.
Mm-hmm.
Something that you can change out every season if you wanted to, or just keep them season to season because they're gonna wear extremely well.
Right.
We changed out your Adirondack chairs.
Yeah, I see that. Are these wood?
So they're not wood.
Okay.
They're called a resonant, so they're a bit of like a mixed material inside. They're lighter than wood, but
Do I get to try them?
yeah, totally. Sit down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. Oh my gosh. These are so
So
wonderful.
comfortable, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
I could
and
sit
then
here
now you
all
can just
day.
throw a pillow anywhere.
Yeah,
Right.
actually, I'll put it right here. Hold my drink.
Perfect.
Great.
Yeah. So super easy, and we kind of mixed it up. So we did 2 of these, and then we did one of these that, you know, holds a cocktail for you or a glass of water, but always a cocktail around a swimming pool. And then you can fold this up and move it from point A to point B. So that's really great.
I love these. And
Those are great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what these will do in the beginning of the day is open up, full bloom, and then toward the middle of the day they'll close up. They're kind of like little bells, if you will. So they'll open up to full bells, and then they'll close down. Once again, all of this ivy will grow down and really kind of look like it's been here for a long period of time, probably in a week to 2 weeks.
Wow.
And then you'll have all of these little buds bloom.
Oh my goodness.
So, and then you have all your yellow that ties in with your pillows.
Yeah, you did such an incredible job just bringing colors together, because I couldn't think of how to put a blue and a yellow and a green, and without making it just look like they came here in isolation.
Right, exactly.
You have a great way of bringing it all together and making it feel so homey.
Thank you.
So, and I love more mood lighting.
Exactly, more mood lighting. Once again, very easy for the kids to come out and turn on. We kept your plastic Adirondack chairs because really at the end of the day, you need some kid-friendly sitting.
Yeah.
And then love this. I know you said you bought this. I just thought that was like super
have to show
fun,
the
super
camera.
kid-friendly.
Show the.
I know, it's so cute. It's like so cute. This is something that the kids would make at like art class, right? I love it.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
As long as you don't find it in there.
Exactly. The kids are not allowed to throw that in.
Yeah.
And then once again, just to kind of cap off, this is all of your kind of lounge hangout area. Is another end to kind of the same pot that we did. This, we incorporate a little bit of pink. So it's pink, yellow, and white. So it kind of gives your eye a look from there, takes you all the way around to the pink from the other side of the swimming pool.
It's amazing.
You love it?
I more than love it. I can't wait to sit out here.
Okay.
And swim all day. I don't even want anyone to go to, I don't want my husband to go to work.
Yeah.
I want to hang out with him all day.
Exactly.
I just cannot wait to be out here.
Good.
Yeah,
So it's like ready for entertaining.
Yes, I know. I'm actually going to call my girls and have them come over today.
Good. Awesome. I'm so glad that you're happy.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
It's beyond what I would have ever thought it would be.
Good.
I
And
mean-
you know what? We kept in budget,
Yeah, yeah.
which was extremely important.
Yep.
And we stayed within the color code.
Yep.
We added the layers of texture, right? The amazing plants, low maintenance, easy going for the whole entire season.
Yep.
And we just refreshed.
Yes.
It's really like an outdoor refresh.
Yep, and I love how you brought the umbrellas. You even said it. They're all one color. I feel like it pulls together, but I get that necessary shade because it gets so hot back here.
Right.
So it is, you thought of everything. You didn't miss anything.
Thank
You
you.
didn't miss anything. And that was a challenge with my budget.
Yeah. Thank you so
So,
much.
thank
Well,
you,
thank you for the
Carrie.
opportunity. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
It was
and how,
awesome.
should I go get the kids and have them go swimming?
You should totally do that. Let's have
Okay.
them jump in the swimming pool.
So here we are, we have the great reveal. I'm excited to be sitting in my backyard enjoying the pool. I gave Carrie such a hard time frame to work within. It was only a couple weeks, and she really just pulled together with stuff we already had, but layered on top with these beautiful new items. And I can't wait to enjoy it with my girlfriends. I'm so proud that when they come over, that they're going to enjoy this backyard with me, because it's really about family and friends. So I have Carrie to thank for such a beautiful backyard.